Melissa coming to you from my kitchen, and today we are talking purple potatoes. So I'm sure you've all had sweet potatoes, white potatoes, but not a lot of people have had Peruvian purple potatoes. So these are amazing because they're super high in antioxidants. They have loads of fiber, so it's great for digestion. Antioxidants are great for your immunity. They're also anti-inflammatory, and for those that like to follow a paleo diet, potatoes are paleo friendly, and they are obviously super nutritious and, in my opinion, very delicious. So today the way that I'll be preparing them is I'll be baking them, and then I'll be doing my own little mashed version that sometimes tastes more like a dessert than it actually tastes like a side dish, but of course keeping healthy flavor in mind. So all I did is I've just rinsed off and washed some of the dirt off of them. I'm going to bake them with the skin on. They'll be in the oven at 425 on the lower rack because I want to cook them close to the heat. And I will keep them in there for a total about 45 minutes to an hour, but because this is not a convection oven, I will need to flip them in 30 minutes. And then after I flip them, I'll do them for another 30 minutes. If you were cooking them in convection, you could just put them on the middle rack for 45 to 50 minutes on 425, and then you wouldn't need to flip them. They would just cook straight through. So I'm gonna let these bad boys cook while I go work on some other dishes, and I will see you soon. All right, so they've been in there for about an hour. Let's see, so I'm just gonna pull them out. You know when they're done, so I'm just gonna pierce them with a knife. You can also do this with a fork when they go through and come out easily. So these are definitely nice and soft. So we'll take them out of the oven. And I'm going to let them sit here and cool. They will cool for about 30 minutes, and then I will peel them and show you how to prepare the dish. Okay, so the potatoes have cooled off and they were a nice temperature for me to be able to peel them. So you can obviously put them in a mixing bowl, but I'm actually just throwing them in the casserole dish that I'll be finishing them off in, so it's one less time that I have to transfer. And the only ingredients that I'll be using are raw organic coconut oil, a little bit of vanilla coconut milk, as well as some sea salt. So I'm just going to do a heaping tablespoon of coconut oil, which I'll do like a tablespoon and a half, which comes to about a quarter of a cup with the heaping tablespoons. Then I'll be doing a quarter of a cup's worth of the vanilla coconut milk. And purple potatoes are a lot more dense and dry compared to sweet potatoes. When you peel and bake sweet potatoes, they're a lot more wet and moist in the middle, but purple are drier, kind of similar to yams as well. So I'm adding extra liquid and healthy fats to make them creamier and mash a little bit easier. And the last and third ingredient I'm adding before I start mixing them is just a half a teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt. And then you can use a masher, but I don't mind just using a fork as it works just the same. I got a nice little muscle action workout going on. And pretty much I'm just going to keep blending them until everything is all mixed and incorporated. Now I don't mind lumpy potatoes, but what you could do as one next step is throw them in a blender or a high-powered food processor if you want to make your potatoes a little bit more creamy. But that's just a matter of your personal taste and preference. I'm just gonna mix these for a moment longer, and then we will taste them to see their deliciousness. And as you can see, so the dryness of the potatoes are soaking up the liquid, but it's still keeping them nice and soft. The liquid is also starting to dissolve the more that I mix them. So now, let's see if the flavors have blended. This tastes more like a dessert than an actual dish, and it is actually good for you. So, you know, it's adult friendly, kid friendly. Kids love the taste of sweet things, and super nutritious. So here you have it, Chef Via Melissa's mashed purple potatoes. And I will be putting the recipe at the end of the video, as well as on my website, www.viamelissa.com. Stay tuned for more from yours truly. Ciao!